Shoes. I'm Roselyn Owen, and how one pair of shoes, not mine, and a little 18-month-old taught me a great lesson about how to get our kids to listen. This is what happened. We were driving along and going from one thing to another, as you do, from a park to some shopping, and I said, "Don't take your shoes off. We're going to need them in a moment," as I was driving along the road and she was in the back seat. And you can imagine what happened. Yep, she took the shoes off, and then they were on the floor, on the seat, somewhere in the back of the car. And I was left with the dilemma of what am I going to do? Well, as you can imagine, I wasn't exactly thrilled about driving off the road in the traffic to stop to have a battle with an 18-month-old or 20-month-old about her shoes. So I kept driving. But lesson learnt by me. And this is what I learned. First thing, don't give an instruction to a little toddler or preschool unless you're ready to actually follow through the first time. Yeah, and I do mean the first time. Because what we do, we inadvertently tell them not to listen because we don't follow through. So, for example, when your little toddler is coming to your island bench, like some do, and go click, click, click with the button on the PowerPoint or the light switch nearby, because the clicking sound is fun, they're learning a new skill and it's got a little bright light on it or a little red dot. And you, of course, want to steer them away from electricity because we know it's dangerous. So we give them the instruction of let's go do something else, telling them what to do. And then you can take them by the hand or physically still move them and put them into something else and distract them and relocate them. Follow through the first time so that we don't find ourselves in the place of whether we're doing 3, 4, 5 warnings, then getting our tone up really loud or getting mad and steam coming out of our ears, and we're frustrated with this kid because they're not doing it. But just follow through the first time. It'll pay dividends. Now, you know what's going to happen? That little toddler or preschooler is going to come back to that switch and go click, 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 click. Now, as adults, we are tempted to think that this child is being defiant or naughty or trying to test you or be a problem to you. That's how sometimes we can process it. But the reality is your little toddler or preschooler is learning, and they're learning by putting all these neurological pathways in their brain by repetition. That's why they keep putting shapes in and out, playing the same song, watching the same TV show, is they're learning by repetition. And so you just need to know that you are then having to repeat the lesson so it cements into their brain. And so when they come back, just with a normal voice and a gentle touch again, do the same thing. Oh no, let's go and play. We don't touch light switches. Off we go. And so once you do this, you'll cement the learning in a couple of times and it will pay dividends. But helping us understand what is going on for our child and not putting our adult terms into it will be really helpful so that you stay connected to your child. Second thing that I did wrong is I started the instruction with don't take your shoes off. Well, of course, what did she hear? Shoes. And she just wants to take shoes off. So I'm waving a red flag to a bull by saying, don't take your shoes off. And when we tell kids a double command like, don't take your shoes off, keep them on, it's lots of processing for them to go on. So what I should have said was actually, hold on to your shoes. Can you hold on to your feet? We're going to stop soon. And telling them what to do as your very first and single command is the better way to go. So, my 2 tips: be prepared to follow through on the first time you speak so that we don't develop the habit of our children needing second, thirds, fourth warnings or a tone of voice or an angry parent to respond. And secondly, do the very first thing you do is say what you want them to do, not what you don't want them to do. Now, if you've got children who are already in the habit of waiting for your raised voice or your sharp tone or something to come and alert them, it's okay. You can retrain them. Why is it worthwhile? Well, one is if you do, you will find you'll stay better connected with your child. You're not having angry moments or frustrated moments with your child, and you're staying present with your child, and you'll stay better connected. You'll have better emotional energy for your family. if you don't get frustrated with this. And thirdly, your child will learn to value your words. You won't have to do this forever, because after your child begins to learn the lesson, to listen the first time and obey and respond to mum and dad, it will pay dividends that they value your words and they know what you mean and you mean what you say. So it's really worthwhile. Give it a go. Now, you might get some resistance. That's normal. And you might forget. That's normal. But you will win. Give it a go. Let me know in the comments below if this has been helpful and what you did. And follow along, because there are more tips, and this is, of course, is not the only thing that is needed to actually create listening preschoolers. There's more to it than that. Thanks for listening.